Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beltane with the Pagan Alliance Church. A couple of upfront housekeeping notes here. First, this is going to continue the series that we've started this year, but a different vein this time. We're going to look at things around us that we've perhaps taken for granted or just assumed would always be the same. Or we may have assumed we know something about a person, an event, and we may be incorrect. So to set the record straight about this church, the reason it was called Pagan Alliance in the beginning was to have a group of pagan groups, right, to reach out to other pagan groups. However, that didn't come to pass for a few reasons. But the basis of the church, in my opinion, is that if you can help, you should help. If you have the ability to help somebody and not endanger yourself, be it financially or otherwise, you should do it. To me, it's an obligation. But I'll be happy if people just consider that it's the right thing to do. In addition, be accepting of everybody unless what they do harms someone else or themselves. If they're harming themselves, you can reach out and try to help them to not harm themselves. If they're harming others, you can try to put pressure on them if needed to have them take a look and reevaluate their life choices. That said, let's get on with the celebration of Beltane. As you know, Beltane is the time of the year when we would start to look to plant crops and get everything running so that we have a good harvest later in the year. It's a time of fertility. But what I want to fertilize today is your mind. I want you to start on a path of looking at things differently, like you would have when you first saw them. Now, there's probably things out in the world you haven't seen yet, and if you want to get that feeling back because you've lost it, then go do some internet searches for different types of animals, for example, so that you see something for the first time. Get that feeling going. Then go out, walk around, take a look at things in nature that you may have overlooked or just assumed were always there. Look at the birds, listen to the birds, look at the trees, look at the ground, look at the grass. Look at things from fresh eyes. Do the same with any music that you listen to, even movies that you've seen and know very well. Look at them differently. And the reason for that is because I want you to develop that muscle, that ability to take a look at things from a completely new perspective. Keeping in mind that we're not looking to justify an action. We're not looking to change a belief, for example. We're just looking at, is there another way to look at that thing? I ran across a wonderful, wonderful person. She's a kindred soul who has a issue with the current state of this country. And if I hadn't looked at my life differently, there's been some, let's just say, struggles that have occurred that I might have missed the opportunity to connect and always would have regretted that, given what has transpired. But the flip side of that is, would you know you'd have that regret if you never walked the path in the first place? Would you know what you missed if you didn't ask? No. And that's where the complacency comes in, doing things the same way day after day after day. The reason we don't notice something's missing is because our mind has so much information coming into it that it drops things off. For example, if you always have your car in a particular place and somebody moves it, if you're not driving it, you may not notice the car is moved. Even if you look out the window, you might still imagine that the car is in place, because what you're doing is just looking out the window and not looking for your car. So your mind says, I don't care about any of that stuff. We're looking at a bird. I'm just going to look at the bird. I'll give you information about the bird, and the rest of the stuff, don't care. And that can build up over time in our lives and cause us to lose track of things that were there before. And that's the purpose here, is for everybody to get outside and look around and see the world anew. Refresh your view of what's around you, and don't lose that. Don't fall back into that complacency of something being the way you think it is, of always being there, or being the way you envisioned it to be. Look around, see what's actually changed, especially the people in your life, and celebrate this new fertile look at the world around you and your place in it. And I want to thank you guys for coming into these episodes for the Pagan Alliance Church, coming to the Sabbats and listening to me prattle on. That's what I got for you for Beltane. Nothing for meditations this time. Just get out, get into nature. It's nicer weather. Get out there and experience what's going on around you and see the world through new eyes. And I'll talk to you all next time.